Hi everybody and welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig and today I have this really great collection from our friends at Hunkydory Crafts. This is the collection of the little books. This is Winter Time, Christmas Cuddles, and of course Reindeer. And then we've got a collection of this fantastic patterned adorable Scorable. This one is Christmas Melodies, Sparkling Snowfall, and Snowflake Splendor. And I'm going to open all these up, take a look at them in person, and also show you some great projects. So come play with us. So let's take a close-up look at all these wonderful little books. So they've each got 144 pages, 24 of each. So I think that my math is correct. You get 6 of each. Now I've taken a few out of some of these because I had to use them for my projects because they were brand new in the building. So let's take a look at this Scotty dog. And look, this one I should mention, this one is the Christmas Cuddles. So everything adorable at Christmas. And I love the wide variety. It's not just whimsical, there's really classic art in here as well. And just the wide variety I think is gorgeous. Look at that, I'm just doing this really quickly. Look at the cute gnome. Oh, that's so sweet. Adorable. Okay, now let's take a look at Winter Time. And if I am remembering correctly, this is a little more classic all throughout. Beautiful scenes. And what I love about these little books is you can do so many things with them because you have multiple pieces of art. You can just use one and do 6 cards. You know, just do a quick and easy one 6 times. You can do layering them. You can cut them out and use foam tape on them. All right, here's the Reindeer. And this one, as I was working on this one last night, I didn't pay attention to the title. And as I'm going through all these, and I'm like, I probably got 3/4 of the way through it before I realized, oh, look at all the reindeer. And that was the theme of it. That is just me focusing on the task at hand. And what I love about this one is these are great just winter cards. This will take you from Christmas all the way through winter, and just some really great versatile cards. Not overly, you know, Christmassy in one holiday. All right, and then let's see, we've got, all right, so this is Snowflake Splendor Adorable Scorable, and these you have 24 sheets, and these are just fantastic jewel colors. Here we go. I think I kind of missed some. There's some browns and navy blues, and they all have these great sort of tan, sort of gold swirl, black, green, blue, purple. Beautiful. And then we've got Sparkling Snowfall, which if you're making a lot of winter cards in general, this is a great one to have. And finally, Christmas Melodies, which has got this beautiful vintage feel, lots of holly. Beautiful, this tan sort of ecru paper. And just those wonderful old Christmas carols printed. Love it. All right, so let's get right to it. I'm going to show you some cards. So this first one I made last night using the reindeer. This is the one where I was telling you, oh, there's lots of deer in here. So for this one, I just wanted to make a winter card so that it wasn't something that was necessarily Christmas. So of course I used the black adorable Scorable sort of swirl from the Snowflake Splendor. Let's see if I can grab it in here. Yeah, that one right there. And then I used some, I just matted my little sheet with reindeer on it, which was, gosh, near the front. Yep, here we go. It's that guy right there. And just matted it with some gold, metallic gold paper, of course available at, oops, Paper Wishes. And then I went ahead and added some fun from Colorful thin line Dazzle stickers. There's this great mirrored gold one, and I just put those right across the top and the bottom. See that? It's just a nice little sparkle of border right there. And then the We're Together Dazzle stickers come in more finishes now, and I use that in the gold and just a missing you. I just thought how fun to have that. Just you could, and then with that you could make a whole series of cards and just add your gold ribbon, which I got from the gold and silver ribbon set, and you usually have up to 6 of those in there. All right, so that's a quick and easy one. And then another quick and easy one, I wanted to do a thin line or slim line card. So this is 8.5 by 3.5. And for this one, I just took the wintertime. I can find this in here, Santa in his sleigh. And just because it was a nice horizontal picture, I can't find that in there. It's in there. I just glued that right there and then just trimmed a little bit off the bottom. And then just took a little bit of a rectangle of this sort of beautiful red snowflake one, stuck that right there, and then took a little bit of the gold jewel border Dazzle stickers. These just peel right off in thin borders, and just put a little chunk of that right there. And then just added a bow. This is Velvet Shimmer ribbon, and it's got this great chunky glitter on it. And then this is, gosh, I forgot the name of this one. This is 500 Greeting Dazzle stickers, and it's got this great script in lots of different finishes. And you know what? I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the everyday script finishes instead of the Christmas one. So anyway, that's going to be linked down at the bottom. Whoops. And anyway, it had the tiny words and phrases Christmas where I got the ho, ho, ho. So look down below the video and I'll link those in there. The moment when you realize you grabbed the wrong thing and you're filming. Yikes. All right. And then for this one, I wanted to show you that you have this wonderful background paper, especially from the Christmas Melodies, which is just amazing. And it's got all these great borders that can work really well as focals. So for this one, I just cut the paper with the Santa a little bit smaller than my 6.5 by 5 inch card. And then I just cut the jolly old St. Nicholas. Let's see if I can grab this one out of here. Come on, St. Nick, where are you? There he is. So I just used this portion of my card, and then I went to the top and I cut out the jolly old St. Nicholas. I matted that on a little bit of red cardstock. Then I added some fancy, these are primary fancy border dazzles, and I just used this wonderful rich green and just put one along the top and the bottom. And that was it. My card was done. And then I used the rest of this sheet, okay, on another card, which I'm going to show you, and we can kind of build that one. Here we go. So for this one, I used the wintertime pack once again, and there's a great owl in here. There we go. That owl is just fantastic. So what I wanted to do, oops, I had it right here, is take my owl, and I used some cutting dies. This is the 12 circle and scallop cutting dies, and so I covered my card with a nice bit of this paper, like right across the center part that I hadn't used. And then I went ahead and I cut out the holly, okay, and just sort of transformed the border from the top. And I just cut around it, and you don't have to be too careful because the background color that's behind the holly is the same color that's on the paper. And I glued that down. And then I wanted to cut a window in my card. So here is what I did. I took my die. Now if you have a 9-inch wide platform, you would just put your die here and then just run this through your machine. If you don't have that, Then you're going to need to do a little wraparound technique. And what we do with that is we go ahead and put the die right here, put a piece of scrap cardstock, okay, here, and then wrap that around and then put it through your machine. You're going to get your die, but you're also going to get some imprints on the back of your card. Well, that's okay, because we can just take another piece of cardstock and just cover the back of this so it looks all nice. And we're just going to cover up those impressions there. All right, now this is the piece that was cut away. Save this, okay, we're going to use that. But I used the same size die and I cut away that part of my owl, and then I'm going to put some glue here. And with the card closed, I'm going to just take that and glue that right into that circle because I want it to be aligned with that window perfectly so that when I open it, I get that, right? Oop, and quick, before that glue dries, I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue that right in here, kind of under. All right, so I'm going to put that right there. Make sure that it's glued down, okay? So now I'm going to take a smaller circle, it's this one right here, and I cut out just a nice green here, and I should mention the green, the solid colors that I'm using of my cardstock. This is from Poinsettia Passion cardstock. It's great colors there. So what I'm going to do here is take this one and this one right here. I'm going to put that right there. I think I'm going to put a little foam tape under this. So I've got these little tiny squares of foam tape. Probably 2 of these is going to just fine. There we go. So I just put 2 squares. Actually, I put 3 squares of foam tape. And then here I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Make sure that I overlap my circles just a little bit, but I don't want any foam tape to go onto here, so be aware of that, so that when you open it, there's no foam tape there. All right, and then I've got a little greeting that I got die cut from red cardstock. And this is using the Hunkydory Moonstone Mini Seasons Greetings die, okay? And I didn't use the matte part around it. I'm just using this part. And I'm just going to take some glue and just dot this down a little bit with a little bit of glue. And we're going to just overlap that a little bit right there. And then I have a little bow, a little sweet bow from our red ribbon set right here. I love that little stitched ribbon. That's just going to go right there. We don't want it to cover up the greetings part. And there we have it. Just a quick and easy card to put together. This one's kind of taking it to the next step using some cutting dies for this one. I also remembered I was going to put some borders on it. So this is from that same primary fancy border. Oops, something stuck to the back of this. Fancy border Dazzle set. Okay. And I think with this one, I should have added this in before, but I'm going to just quickly go ahead and add one in. I think a red one. Yeah, let's see. Is this one right here? go. Right across there. Use my little scissors and just cut that even with that edge right there. And then I've got some, these are red glitter jewel dazzle stickers, and they're just these little circles, and they're wonderful. And it's got two sides that are tacky here. And I'm going to use the smallest little ones, and you just put that on there and stir it just a little bit to release that. I'm going to stick these on these little berries for the holly. And I'm not trying to cover them. I just want to add a little bit of sparkle to them. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit on this one, Steve. Turned on me. Go. And I'll finish that up, but you get the idea. We're just putting a little bit of sparkle on those. All right, I have one last one to show you from our Christmas Cuddles. So for this one, we've got this cute little sort of snow fairy going. And for this one, I used a 6x6 card. These are also available. Hunkydory makes them with coordinating envelopes, available at Paper Wishes. So for this one, I just trimmed this down a little bit, cut away some of the little excess here that I didn't need to make it a little smaller. Matted that with some red cardstock from the Poinsettia Passion cardstock. And then I went ahead and I cut out some more layers here. So I've got 2 more layers that I cut out. And how I did that is I just took my little scissors and I just got right into where that fairy was, and you'll notice when I am cutting, I am moving the paper and not the scissors. Keeping those scissors straight. And then I just find it, you just can cut much more quickly when you sort of just turn the paper instead of having to turn your scissors. And then I'm also not going to the end of the scissors. I'm stopping just short of that end. That. You can see it cuts out very quickly. And then what you're going to be getting just little characters like this. And then on the back of that, I just put some little foam tape in these little squares. We also sell it by the roll, and I will put both of those in the products used below. And we're just going to line those images up. Kind of like to do that to make sure they're stacking nicely. And I've even got another one here so it can be really dimensional. Like that. All right, and now we're going to go back to that collection of primary fancy border dazzles, and I've got this red one here that has this great swirly loopy pattern to it. I'm just going to put that right here. Started about there, so I'm just going to tack that down. Let's try that again. Tack that down right there and just go to the bottom. But there. And now I'm just going to take my scissors and just clip off any excess. I always like to say, save those larger pieces, because sometimes, say I wanted to put my border this way, I could have just tucked that right in there and had a little extra, an extra piece. And now I have got my little mini moonstone dies. Again, this one's a Happy New Year. I'm going to put that one just about, whoops, not upside down, right about right there. And I think I'm going to use a couple more pieces of foam tape to put that down. And I used red glitter cardstock to die cut that with, and then backed it some more of that metallic paper there. And I will link that red glitter cardstock in the products used right below this video. There we go. So, as you guys can see, so fun and so many uses for these little books and this wonderful collection of adorable Scorable. So I wanted to point out we have a great money saver. If you just look on the right-hand side of our screen, right over there, you'll see the money saver. And below the video, we have a great collection of the products used, everything from the scissors to all the different Dazzle stickers, the glue, everything. And you can find those products there. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we didn't forget about you. Look below the video in the description box, and there'll be a link there that will take you to the Paper Wishes webisode page. And you can see more from this and our photo gallery with all of our supply lists, as well as everything that we used. And don't forget that money saver. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.